Hey YouTube, just a quick video here about what financial preparedness means to me, or what I think silver's role is in prepping and things like that. Let me start off by saying I'm not a person who thinks that some solar flare is going to wipe out the world tomorrow, and we have to have 3 years worth of food set aside. That's not me. I do have some prep stuff set aside, but it's basically so that if there was some kind of disaster in our area, we could live for a short amount of time, a month, 2 months. But yeah, I'm not one of those guys like on TV who's a doomsday prepper, but you never know. But anyway, a lot of preppers, a lot of people like to have silver and gold set aside for in case there is a situation, without rule of law or SHTF or whatever. And I just kind of want to share with you that my thoughts on that. I don't look at it as much as something to barter with, which is a lot of people think. A lot of reasons people give for owning the metal, the physical metal, is to barter with if there was a SHTF situation. But and that's good. I think I do have quite a few mercury dimes and smaller denominations I could do that with. But to me, the bigger idea, the bigger picture of why you have metals for preparedness sake is just for financial emergencies. A quick story. Real recently, my wife and I, our 3-year-old son got very sick. He was having trouble breathing, so we took him into our local emergency room, and he spent, this was early in the morning, we took him over about 7 in the morning, and he spent the day there, and they were getting ready to release him, and then all of a sudden he was having a hard time breathing again, and pretty soon he's up to 10 liters of oxygen, which is a lot. So they put him in the helicopter and flew him to a bigger hospital. And we spent 5 days there, and it was scary. And he's all good now. He's home. He's back to normal. It was just kind of a scare. But at one point, we were getting ready to get released, and my wife kind of looked at me and said, "How are we going to pay for all this?" Because the helicopter ride and the 5 days, and and ICU, and it wasn't going to be real cheap. And it was so reassuring to be able to say to her, "We're going to be fine, we'll be okay," and actually mean it, and not just have that be something that was an empty thing to say, because we have enough set aside with our metal that if we had to, within 24 hours I could take it and sell it all, and we could have 20 grand if we needed it, for whether it was a medical emergency or whether one of us lost our job, or we needed to replace a car. And to me, that's the bigger picture of why you have metals, especially if you look at it like it's a savings account, or it's something to be prepared with, is if there's some kind of financial emergency. And we still are waiting to get our bill for all that. I don't know what the damage is going to be, but who knows? I may have to sell off part of my stack to pay for it. Hopefully not, but we may have to. But it's nice to know that if we do have to go that route, it's an option. We won't have to borrow money. We won't have to go, beg our family members, or, we won't have to file bankruptcy or any of that kind of stuff that, so many people do in this day and age, because they just can't afford things, and they haven't prepared for, the possibility of there being something they can't afford. And so, just kind of a real quick story for you guys about, what my wife and I recently went through, and just how reassuring it was to say, we're going to be okay, we're fine. And be able to look her in the eye and actually mean that, and her to understand that I mean that, and that that we are going to be fine, was just such a peace of mind, especially in such a scary time. But just to know that we were financially prepared, we were financially responsible, and it wasn't going to kill us. It might be hard, might be a big bill when it comes, but it's not going to break us. So anyway, guys, just a few quick thoughts of mine on financial preparedness, and in my mind, what the real value of prepping with silver is just being ready for your own private financial crisis, not necessarily the collapse of the economy. But a nice added benefit there is if you have lots of this nice shiny stuff and the economy does collapse, you're going to be in decent shape too. So anyway, guys, appreciate you watching. Take care. God bless.